Hi everybody, Natasha Wilkinson here, your independent sensei consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. If you are new, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back. They have come. 2 days. We have 2 days before Bring Back My Bar starts and our Valentine's Day collection starts, or should I say gets released onto the website for the general public. My consultant kit that we are able to purchase prior to its release has finally arrived on my doorstep today, 2 days before its release. So I'm keen to get in and do a first sniffs with you guys, and then I'm going to start sampling and doing all the things that I want to do with this consultant kit. So I did do a little bit of research with the Bring Back My Bars. So let me just first tell you what Bring Back My Bar is. Twice a year, the general public and consultants can vote for their favourite retired bars to come back for a period of 1 month. So here in Region 3, we get the top 12 votes come back for that month period about 4 or 5 months, sometimes 6 months after we vote and after they've tallied the votes up. This Bring Back My Bar session, we've got those top 12 that were voted back, but our CEO, or our interim CEO, Dan Orchard, also chose 5 for us. So we've actually got 15 bars. We're about to talk through. Some of these aren't a first sniff for me, but majority of them are. We're about to talk through and have a sniff and give you my impressions. I will give you a little bit of, I did do, as I said, do a little bit of research on the history. I did try and keep my research specifically to Region 3. Some of these scents may have been available in other regions for longer periods and may have been out in other catalogues in other regions and may have come back in other Bring Back My Bars in other regions in other periods. But I did try and keep my research specifically to Region 3. I don't know if this is all the dates I could find, because there were only a certain amount of prior catalogues I could pull up and find, and there were only a certain amount of information on some bars I could find. So there may be little holes in some of them, but this just gives you an idea of maybe when they retired, if they were popular enough to come back in further Bring Back My Bars in history and things like that. I've got the scent notes here, so let's get started. Now, I am going to start off with the elephant in the room. So for those of you who watched maybe Catherine G's unveiling of her Bring Back My Bar kit in our region, you might have an idea of what the elephant in the room is going to be. So I am going to start off with that particular bar. So the reason I say this is one of Dan Orchard's choices for the 5 that he chose, and I'm wondering, did he choose it because it's a good scent? I've never smelt this scent, so I'm about to have a first sniffs with you. But did he choose it because it's a good scent, or did he choose it because maybe they found a bunch of old bars in the warehouse that they needed to get through? So the reason I'm saying this, and you will know as soon as I show you this, look at this packaging. So, and it's a little bit battered here, but look at how old this packaging is. So this is a wink and a smile. And for those of you who are Scentsy OGs or who have been around with Scentsy for a while, you will know that this symbol and logo is no longer used with Scentsy. It hasn't been used with Scentsy for about 5 years. It doesn't have the scent notes on the back, so 2 indicators are that this bar could potentially be at least 5 years old. Our new bars, just to show you a quick idea, This is their new logo with the butterfly and the round thing. They no longer had the star. So you can automatically see that this is an old bar based on the fact that this is a quite old logo. But we're going to have a smell anyway. As I said, I've never smelt this. So a wink and a smile is described as the flirty, girly, fresh scent of tulips and daffodils in full bloom, rounded out with plummy lemonade. Now, before I have a smell, I'm just going to say I am expecting this to be of older smell, and I'm not sure whether it's going to, but from Catherine G, it still smelled really good. But my opinion is, if you've got bars like this floating around, stick them in the clearance section. Let us buy them at that reduced price. We're expecting older bars in the clearance section. We're not expecting because you're trying to get rid of them. But for Bring Back My Bar, we vote 6 months prior to their release, so they can source the oils and get the oils. So to me, they should be freshly poured bars. A Wink and a Smile was originally a catalogue sent for us here in Australia in 2013, which is, I believe, when Scentsy first began in Australia here, and it stayed in the catalogue right up to 2018. So I'm guessing these bars are from, or this bar particular is from 2018 onwards. And as I said, it is described as the flirty, girly, fresh scent of tulips, daffodils in full blooms, rounded out by a plummy lemonade. See, it's even cracking. It's quite old, but there's no sweating, so it's still in good condition. As you can see, I am getting Mylar pouches and ice packs now. Okay. It's on the lighter side. Or medium strength. I'm not going to say it's going to be wham bam in your face, more light to medium. So I'm getting a powdery floral, definitely. So I think I'm picking up more that tulip and daffodil note, which is coming across as powdery floral, but then there's also a little bit of a brightness added to it from that plummy lemonade. Actually, it's reminding me a little bit of our January scent of the month, pineapple rose, with that very powdery note and then thrown in with some fruit. I don't know that I'm a fan of a Wink and a Smile, to be honest with you. It's kind of one of those scents I would take or leave. I'm going to start 3 piles here. I'm going to start a pile that to me I think would be Scentsy Club worthy, that is going in my club. A pile that's kind of no, not for me. And then a pile that maybe I would purchase a few but not necessarily put in my Scentsy Club, or could be a maybe. So they're the kind of 3 piles I'm going to start. So that to me would be a no. So the next one we're going to talk about, okay, the scent pack has melted and it's making everything quite wet in here. The next thing I'm going to talk about is satin sheets. And satin sheets, I think, was another one that Dan chose for the 5 to come back. And this is sensual and earthy sandalwood, perfectly paired with rich, warm vanilla. So it was in our catalogue here in Australia, was new to our catalogue in 2014. It continued in our catalogue in 2015 and 16, and it came back as a Bring Back My Bar here in Australia in the years of 2017 and 2018. So it would have got voted back in 2017 and came back in the January of 2018. So This one is a little bit sweatier. So if you like bedroom musky romantic scents, you will like satin sheets. I get more of the sandalwood, so it's very earthy sandalwood with just a little touch of sweetness from the vanilla. I could see this being a really good mixer. Is this Scentsy Club worthy for me? I'm going to say at this stage it's going in the maybe purchase a few more, maybe depending on how many make their way into my Scentsy Club. If there are better ones and I need to make room in my Scentsy Club, this probably wouldn't go into my Scentsy Club, but it is one that I would definitely get a few more and enjoy. So that's my maybe pile. So the next one we're going to talk about, that's for another video, that's the Valentine's Day collection. So, is a Mochadoodle. So I had this when I first joined. It was in the clearance section and I picked up a few bars then, and I have warmed this one, I have smelt this one, and I absolutely love it. This is club worthy for me. It will be going in my monthly club and possibly my bi-monthly club. Eventually I will take it out of a monthly club if I build up enough stash, but it may be just one of those scents like Hugging a Mug where I say I'm going to merge it into a bi-monthly and it stays in a monthly. So that's how good this one is. So Mochadoodle is delicious roasted coffee beans and cocoa balanced with sugar, caramel and heavy cream. Now Mochadoodle came to our catalogue here in Australia in the spring summer of 2014. It stayed in the catalogue 2015 and 2016, and it came back as a Bring Back My Bar in the January of 2019. And it is absolutely beautiful. If you like coffee scents, if you like Hugging a Mug, you will like this. It's a perfect mixture of coffee and chocolate. It's not one of those scents that you're going to smell and say, oh, that's just coffee. The chocolate does kind of smooth it out and round it out. This is so good. As I said, this is going into my club. I will be definitely getting a bunch load more of these. I can just stop now. I'd have to say this would be my favourite of the lot. I'm not going to stop now because I do want to smell all the others. So, the next one. And I voted like crazy for that one with our last Bring Back My Bar round. That's from the Valentine's. The next one. Okay. The plastic has gone all funky on this one and there's like leakage from another bar, but this one is Perfect Oatmeal, and it was in our catalogue in, this was a harder one for me to actually find information on, but it was in our catalogue in 2014, and they did a sale here in Australia in 2017 where this popped up in like a flash sale in 2017, and that was basically really the only information I could find about this one for its history. So Perfect Oatmeal is a glorious way to wake up. Brown sugar, oatmeal topped with toasted almonds and dotted with juicy dark currants. This is going to be a good bakery blender. You can smell that currant note in it. So it's got a little bit of a fruitier edge than Crumb Top, which is just more oats and brown sugar. that current note is kind of adding that fruity edge. This is kind of one of those ones I think will transform on warming a bit more. I could potentially see putting this in my club, but I feel like this is one I need to warm to get a full appreciation out of, because sometimes current notes can be a little bit too much for me and they can come across quite bitter. So it just depends on how well it blends when it's warming with those other notes. But for now, I'm going to say in my maybe pile for Scentsy Club. So the next one we're going to talk about is Apple Press. So Apple Press was in our catalogue in 2013-14 and came back as a Bring Back My Bar in 2020. So Apple Press is the smell of crisp 4 days, crunchy apples, juicy pears, and just a hint of the last full roses of summer. Very, very juicy. So this is apples. It is red apples. I can smell that very rancidy note I sometimes get with the pear. Pear scents I either love or hate. A lot of the time I hate them. I don't hate them, but a lot of the time they're not for me because of that rancidy note. There are a few pear scents that I have fallen in love with, but then majority of them give me this rancidy back note on the end. So it's a red apple, so you get that powderiness from the red apple, and I can pick up that little bit of a rancid note from the pear, but there's a sweetness coming through which must be from the roses. I wouldn't say, if you're not a floral fan, I wouldn't say this is bam smack. It's better on the bottom than it is on the top. More apple on the bottom. That pear's kind of up the top with that little bit of a rancid note. I think like strawberry rose, the rose in here is acting as a sweetener and something to smooth the scent out, rather than just having a tartness that sometimes fruity scents can bring with it. But it's definitely one of those powdery red apples, a little bit of pear, and maybe a little bit of sweetness from the roses. If you love apple scents, you're going to love this. For me, on cold, this is one that I will warm, I will enjoy, but it's a no for me. For club, and based on the description, I would have thought it would have been a yes for club. But based on cold smell, as I said, my choices may change on warming them. But based on cold smell, that's a no for me for club. So the next one we're going to talk about is Blonde Wood and Moodflower, and this was another one of Dan Orchard's choice, and it was in our catalogue in 2015, 2016 and 2017. So Blonde Wood and Moodflower is described as pale warm wood and amber, envelope, demure moonflower, delicate white roses and upturned lilies in a modern magical fragrance. This is pretty. This is quite pretty. Again, on the softer side, but this would be a really nice bedroom scent. The amber gives it that perfumey note and a little bit of a woodsy note, but then you can smell the sweetness of the floral in this as well. This is potentially club worthy for me if it performs well in my bedroom. So this could become one of my bedroom scents in a probably quarterly club. I don't know that I'd want this bi-monthly, but I could see myself wanting this quarterly. So this would probably make its way to a club for me. So I'm going to say yes with Blonde Wood and Moonflower. The next one, so I have smelt this one. They are, you can see the water coming off them from those scent pack. So the next one is Candy Dandy. I have smelt this one before. So Candy Dandy was, now I couldn't find when it was actually in a catalogue, but it would have been in our catalogue at some time. It would have been in our catalogue when they had the kids range, because as you can see with the labelling, you've got the bicycle here. So, but this looks like it's a freshly poured bar because it does have the things on, but originally our kids range did have those bicycles on them. So I couldn't find when it was actually in the catalogue. I'm guessing around when it was the kids range, but it did come back in a Bring Back My Bar in January. Actually, no, it was in our catalogue in I did have a date here, in 2016. Then it came back in a Bring Back My Bar in January 2019, and then it came back as part of our Easter collection in 2020. So Candy Dandy is almost sweet enough to eat. Kids will go gaga for this delicious candy scented concoction of mango, lemon drops and cozy vanilla. And from what I remember of this, because I smelled it in the Easter collection, because it was in the year I joined of the Easter collection, I remember it being really, really sugary sweet. But when it warmed, more of that lemon drop came out, and it was a lot nicer on warming than on cold. My daughter really enjoyed it. I was one of those people that, yeah, I could enjoy it while it was going, but wasn't club worthy for me. Although my daughter will be quite happy to get another one of these because she really did enjoy this when it was warming in her room. And yeah, it's a sweet cotton candy. I am picking up the lemon in this though, this time around. So I am picking up, so it's like cotton candy cross a lemon. This will be very good for summer this time of year. Again, this is one that I'm going to say no, not club worthy for me, but I will definitely maybe pick up a few more bars for my daughter and let her enjoy them. Maybe pick up one more bar, to be honest with you, but if there are other scents I prefer, then I probably wouldn't. She'll definitely, I will be making samples with this, so I'm probably going to pick up one more full Bring Back My Bar kit so we can actually warm a bar and get a full idea and provide a warming review. So I'm not going to lie, we will pick up at least one more bar so we can do a warming review, because these ones will mostly be going towards samples. So I am going to pick up a second kit for us to warm and enjoy. But my daughter will definitely enjoy having a bar of this. So the next one, that's the next video. So the next one, Kahiko Cooler, and this is one of those ones where it's a different colour on the back. So Kahiko Cooler, words are hard today. Kahiko Cooler, very Hawaiian, was in our catalogue in its inception of 2013-2014 when Scentsy first came to Australia, stayed in the catalogue 2015 and 2016, and was a Bring Back My Bar in the January of 2019. So Kahiko Hula is described as say aloha with exotic passion fruit mango and papaya. So I'm expecting this to be very tropical and very fruity. I think I'm picking up I'm picking up the papaya and the mango, and it's smelling like a fruit smoothie to me. I think my kids are really going to like this. This is very summery. This is very fruity smoothie. I don't know that I'm picking up passion fruit. Passion fruit to me is a little bit tart, but I'm definitely picking up mango and papaya. If you love fruity scents, you're going to love this. Is it Scentsy Club worthy for me? We get a lot of fruity scents in. I'm going to have to warm this to find out. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Even though we get a lot of fruity scents, I fall in love with scents that smell like the actual fruit, not the candy where it smells like a fake candy. And this smells like the actual fruits. So this could potentially make its way into my club, but there might be other scents I prefer more. So it's going into my maybe pile. The next one. Now I threw a few votes for this one my way, and that is Snowberry. So Snowberry was in our catalogue 2015, 16 and 17 as far as I can tell. I do know this was a popular one in Region 1 and recently retired in Region 1. So Snowberry is luscious blend of loganberry, strawberry, peppermint and zesty cinnamon. First thing I smell when I open this is the cinnamon and a sweetness. So it's a sweet cinnamon, it's not red hot. And I'm smelling like the strawberry. So I'm smelling cinnamon and strawberry. This is nice. This would be a really nice Christmas scent. I don't know that I'm getting peppermint. Maybe the peppermint will come through more on warming. But I'm getting, well, maybe I'm getting a little bit of peppermint on that back end when I rubbed it. And then I'm not smelling the strawberry when I rub it. So that's going to be interesting. Again, okay, and the cinnamon, the more I rub it, comes more red hot too. Okay, so this one's playing with my senses. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to say maybe with this one in my maybe pile, because again, that's one that I feel I have to warm to really appreciate and get an idea of where my thoughts are on that. So the next one is Blackberry Chia, which is mulled blackberries with a twist of Meyer lemon are adorned with vanilla chiffon. So Blackberry Chia was from the Botanical Collection in 2019 of November. So it was part of a collection that Scentsy did called the Botanical Collection, and this was one of the scents from that. So blackberries, Meyer lemon and vanilla chiffon. So, ooh, this is pretty too. I'm smelling the blackberry, but it's not a deep, tart blackberry like a lot of blackberry scents. There's a very smooth, rich sweetness to this. That is very interesting. I was expecting something like I was expecting like something like raspberry and vanilla, or blackberry and vanilla blackberry. This is a lot sweeter than vanilla blackberry. In fact, if I would have to choose between vanilla blackberry and this might actually win out because there's a creaminess. But then I don't know if I'm going to love the lemon, if the lemon comes out on warming. So that's going to go into my maybe pile. So the next one, blackcurrant bubbly. So blackcurrant bubbly was part of the Valentine's Day collection in January of 2018. So blackcurrant bubbly is champagne bubbles, stir blackcurrant, sweet orange and vanilla sugar. There is a bit of a effervescent-y edge to this, but it's not strong effervescent-y edge. I think it's making it smell more citrusy to my nose than bubbly, but I can kind of get the same effervescent-y note you would probably get, not so much the scents, but the effervescent feeling you'd probably get in When All Mad Here or Pomegranate Prosecco. It's coming across more Pomegranate Prosecco than We're All Mad Here, with that tart fruity rather than that sweet fruity. So it's got a little bit of a bite to my nose, and that's probably the orange that I'm smelling. It's got that citrus bite. I don't hate this, but I'm not in love with blackcurrant bubbly, so that would be a no for me. So the next one was another one of Dan Orchard's picks, and that is Camu Camu. So Camu Camu was in our catalogue on its inception of 2013-2014. It continued through in our catalogue 2015 and 2016, and then it was in a Bring Back My Bar of January 2018, and it is described as a tropical oasis of lush mandarin, camu camu and passion fruit. So again, it's another fruity scent, but it's more citrusy fruity. So and I'm not sure what a camu camu is. I'm assuming it's some type of citrus fruit or a papaya maybe, because there is a little bit of a green note along with the citrusy that I can smell here. So if you like those type of tropical fruits verging on a citrus end, you would probably like Camu Camu for me. To me, it's a little bit tart, a little bit bitter, but then we all know I'm not the biggest fan of citrus scents, so this would be a no for me. One of those ones I will warm and be done with. The next one is Snow Leal, and I had a hard time finding some information about this. Again, all I could find is that it popped up in a flash sale in 2015 and 16. So this is a merry melange of sparkling citrus, iced nashi pear, decadent marshmallow mousse. Now, citrus I'm not a fan of. Pear, as I said, sometimes has that astringent rancid note to me, but then the marshmallow mousse kind of makes me feel it's going to turn it a bit more bakery, which means it might be the pear I like. Okay. Not as bad as what I was imagining. There is a sweet note to it. It's a sweet, fruity note. And I think that marshmallow is toning down that citrus. But I still don't know that this would necessarily be club worthy for me. This is one of those ones I would enjoy a lot more than Camu Camu or Blackcurrant Bubbly or a Wink and a Smile. I could see myself enjoying this, but I can't see myself considering clubbing it. So I am going to put it in the no pile, even though I can see myself enjoying this one still. So the next one is Coconut Berry Snow Cone, and this was a scent of the month in March of 2019. So Coconut Berry Snow Cone is blueberry sugar and crushed coconut are sprinkled over iced vanilla in the perfect ode to summer. And I can't get the thing open. Oh, this is pretty. I'm getting that crushed coconut on first smell. I feel like this is one you need to like, it's like really stuck in there, this one. Okay. I'm probably going to break it trying to get it out. This one's like stuck in its clamshell. There we go. Okay. So I'm getting that crushed coconut, but then I'm also getting like a little bit of a boozy note to this. I don't know if it's meant to have a boozy note. It's coming across a little bit cocktaily to me, like a vodka blueberry cocktail. That is really interesting. I'm going to go maybe for that one, because that's one I kind of want to smell more. I haven't smelled anything like this before except in a cocktail, drink it. And that's what I'm getting. I'm getting something like a cocktail when I'm smelling this. The crushed coconut cocktail, blueberry cocktail. That's interesting. I will be interested to see whether that transforms on warming. So that's in my maybe pile. The next one, Berries Jubilee. So Berries Jubilee, as far as I know, was in our catalogue in 2015. That's all the information I could find on that little baby. So this was juicy, ripe summer berries in a billowy cloud of whipped cream laced with vanilla. So this sounds like it's going to be a berry dessert, almost berry bakery. Maybe something similar to mixed berry pavlova, which I absolutely loved, but was silly enough not to club. Okay, so I'm smelling, I don't know if I'm still smelling from the coconut snow cone, but I'm smelling almost a coconutty edge to this, but it's more berry coconutty edge. Maybe it could be the whipped cream, I don't know. But the berries, they're not sweet berries. They're almost like a chapsticky type berry that I'm getting. It's not smelling like an authentic berry to my nose. So I was excited for this one. I was thinking I might have a replacement for mixed berry pavlova. I just like mixed berry pavlova more. This is smelling a little bit plasticky, a little bit chapsticky berry to me. So I'm going to say no for that one. We've got two more left. So then we have Love You Very Much. Look at that water coming off my hands from these bars. I love you very much. So Love You Very Much was in our catalogue 2015, 2016, 2017, and then it was a Bring Back My Bar in January of 2020. So, Love You Very Much is described as a fragrance to crush on, bursting red berries, dreamy white peach and tart cranberry, finished with a splash of vanilla. So again, I'm expecting this to be quite fruity. And it's tart fruity. I'm picking up a lot of that cranberry. So I'm guessing the other red berries in this would be raspberry and other tart berries, because this is very, very tart, fruity, verging on almost an astringent tartness. I don't know that I'm a fan of this one either. So I'm going to say no for Love You Very Much. So the next one, and this was the final one that Dan chose with his selection of 5, and that is a Vanilla Suede. So Vanilla Suede was in our catalogue 2015, 16, 17 and 18, and it is described as classic vanilla with rich amber and hints of sandalwood and spice, a subtly masculine fragrance. If this is anything like Vanilla Ode, I'm going to be in love. I think I like Vanilla Ode more, so I don't know that this would necessarily. I don't know. It's nicer on the bottom. It is more masculine, like Vanilla Ode's masculine, don't get me wrong. But this is a lot more leathery than Vanilla Ode. Vanilla Ode has a little bit more of a sweeter note, whereas I'm smelling more of that masculine leather note with just a touch of that vanilla. It's making it quite smooth. This is another one I feel needs to be warmed to get a true account of how much I like it. If I had to choose, it would be Vanilla Oud, so I don't think this will make its way in my club. But potentially I thought it could have. So I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. So they were the 15 bars that made their way to Bring Back My Bar. They will be available January 1st, which is just 2 short days away. Let's do a quick recap of where my thoughts are on Club. For those of you who are newer, you're going to hear me talk about Club quite a fair bit. Club is basically our auto ship subscription program where we're able to put consumable products into a subscription on a frequency that we desire, be it monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly. It has some amazing perks. One of the amazing perks is you're able to pop your favorite fragrance bar in there and keep getting it even after promotions have ended, even after it's no longer available. With Bring Back My Bar, these bars will be available for purchase for only the month of January, which means after January these bars will no longer be available to purchase. But if these were one of your favorite that you voted back, or if these are one of the bars that you really love, if you start a subscription with Scentsy Club, open a subscription with Scentsy Club, pop that bar in and the amount that you want, on what frequency you want, either monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly, you will continue having it come to you even after this promotion ends. So you also get a 10% off if your order's over $51. You get a half price item and 10% off if your order's over $51 or $101 in your subscription, and you get loyalty points for every dollar you spend that you can use to future purchases. So that's the basic gist of Scentsy Club. So let's do a recap of what I decided. Ones that aren't really for me, that definitely will not be going in my Scentsy Club. Out of the 15, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I didn't go too crazy with Scentsy Club this Bring Back My Bar. I went Troppo with the last one. But there are 8 out of 15 that I know will not be going in my club unless they drastically change on warming and transform on warming. For me, these 8 are ones that I can live without. So I've pretty much knocked my choice in half of what's going and what's not going in my club. So let's talk about my maybes. I really don't want to put half in my club. If I were to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I were to put the 2 that are definitely going in my club and all the maybes in my club, I will have been putting half of Bring Back My Bar in my club, which I can't afford to do, is definitely not happening. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 that I have classified as maybes. So these 7 I'm going to have to warm and make a decision on. So these 7 are Kahiko Hula, Summery, smells like the actual fruit, Coconut Berry Snow Cone. This smells like a cocktail to me. Now the thing with my summery scents, I've got 2 years of summery scents to get through. So am I more likely to not put my summery scents in than the other ones? Perfect Oatmeal. So this is one I could kind of see creeping its way into my club just because of our lack of bakery scents in our normal catalogue. So this one is the high on possibility. Satin Sheets. Again, this is one I feel maybe I could pick up a few more of without putting it in my club. Vanilla Suede. Based on cold smell, I don't think so. I think Vanilla Ode I prefer a lot more. This is coming off a little bit more leathery, more cologne-y, but I do want to warm it to make up my mind on that particular one. Blackberry Chia. Another fruity one, and then Snowberry. This one intrigues me. Again, another one I have to warm. So really the only one I can't tell till I warm them, to be honest. But there is 7 I really have to go through. But the only one I kind of feel that may definitely make its way so far is going to be Perfect Oatmeal. And then there are 2 that are definitely going in my club without a doubt, and that is Mochadoodle. I already know that's going in my club. We have no coffee scents. Our chocolate scents are very scarce and our bakery scents are very scarce. I have warmed through Mochadoodle before. I know of its performance. I know that's definitely going in my club. And I know Blonde Wood and Moonflower is probably going in my club. In fact, I feel quite comfortable in saying I prefer Blonde Wood and Moonflower over Vanilla Suede. So Vanilla Suede I'm going to potentially put in the nose pile and hope I don't fall in love with it when warming, because we all know my mind can change. And I'm also potentially going to put Satin Sheets in the nose pile, maybe just pick up a few more of them, because I kind of feel if I'm going to add another bedroom scent to my club with my current inventory, it would be Blonde Wood and Moonflower. I would probably go Perfect Oatmeal in my club, so that's 3 in my club. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I've got now 4 to choose. As I said, this is all decisions based on cold, sniff. All of these will have to be warmed. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these for, to be honest with you, until I warm them. And whether I need them all in my life, I do not know. But that is my review of Bring Back My Bar, available 1st of January. I will pop the details below if you were looking for my details below if you were looking for a consultant in Australia Region 3. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've got to get to making some samples. So until then, stay safe and bye for now.